Have you ever wondered how to create a beautiful watercolor painting? Today we'll unravel the mystery of watercolor painting, breaking it down into simple steps that anyone can follow. Painting, particularly with watercolors, is an art form that requires patience, practice, and an understanding of the fundamental principles. It's not about mere luck, but about mastering the techniques that bring life to every stroke of the brush. The first step is gathering the right materials. High-quality watercolors, brushes of various sizes, watercolor paper, a palette for mixing, and a jar of clean water are essential. Also, remember to keep a rag or paper towels handy for blotting. The second step is preparing your palette. Squeeze out a small amount of each color onto your palette. Arrange them in the order of the rainbow to make color mixing easier. Next, always start with a sketch. Use a light pencil to outline your subject on the watercolor paper. Keep the sketch simple and avoid adding too many details. The watercolors themselves will add depth and dimension. The fourth step is applying a wash. This is a basic watercolor technique where a large area of the paper is covered with a uniform color. Wet your brush, pick up some paint, and apply it in even strokes. Following this, begin adding layers. Watercolor is all about building up layers of color. Start with lighter shades and gradually add darker ones. Remember, patience is key here. Allow each layer to dry before adding the next. The sixth step involves mastering the wet-in-wet technique. This involves applying a color to a wet surface, creating a soft and diffused effect. It's perfect for painting skies, backgrounds, and areas where colors blend. Then, try the wet-on-dry technique. This is where you apply wet paint to a dry surface, resulting in sharp and defined lines. It's great for adding details and creating texture. The final step is adding the finishing touches. Use a smaller brush to add intricate details. Highlights, shadows, and small features can bring your painting to life. In summary, creating a beautiful watercolor painting involves gathering the right materials, preparing your palette, starting with a sketch, applying a wash, adding layers, mastering the wet-in-wet and wet-on-dry techniques, and adding the finishing touches. Remember, practice makes perfect. Each painting you create is a step towards becoming a better artist. So pick up that brush and start painting your masterpiece today.